Homestead Corner, and I thought I'd do a little garden update. We are moving right along with everything. The onions are looking fabulous. They're doing wonderful, and the lettuce is doing great. We've picked quite a bit of this already, but it keeps coming back, and it's nice. Nice, good lettuce, and the chickens are loving it. It's doing really good. It's nice and crispy and yummy. And we had some rain, and we're just got a little peek of sun right now. I thought I'd get this video done for you. Our carrots, I don't know what happened. We bought a different kind of seeds this year, and so we got a couple of carrots. As you can see, there's just a few popping up, and we have a few tomatoes that volunteered over here. So we've just gone through and replanted this bed with carrots. We still have enough time for carrots. And this bed also, really, we've never bought those seeds before. We bought them from a local farm store where we buy a lot of our plants that are awesome. And I don't know what happened, but so we went back and bought our seeds of change carrot seeds, and those always do really well. So we replanted this bed and the other bed, so those should be popping up soon, hopefully. If not, we're going to have 10 carrots this year, which will make me cry. But also my little herb beds, they didn't do anything. I used old seeds, and that could have been a problem. Obviously it was. So this one's growing some weeds, which I have to clean out, and the thyme is doing really good and blooming. That's doing pretty good. This was planted last year, so these came back up on their own and are doing great. It's been so dry, it's really hard to keep everything happy. And I just planted these. There's some celery and some peppers that I was gifted from a friend. And she also had a few extra onions. Well, hello, little kitty. The neighbor kitty came to visit us. Hey, Oreo. So we've got a few onions in here that are going. These are nice, big, yellow onions. So I spaced them out pretty well, because these are going to be nice, big, huge onions. So let's move on to pretty well through the blooming process of the raspberries and blackberries, and these babies are coming on good. These are blackberries here, and our berries were all here when we bought the property, and they are all mixed together. So there's raspberries and blackberries all together, and they've already bloomed, most of them. I think I have a couple that still have blooms, but the berries are coming on. These are some raspberries. These are small little guys. These are wild raspberries, and but they're really tasty and sweet and so good, and we just love them. A few blooms hanging on here, but they're just about done, and so just a few more weeks and we'll be starting to pick some berries, which will be nice. We can get our jelly going, and we freeze some. And we do all kinds of stuff with it because we love blackberries and raspberries in our pancakes and muffins and breads, and oh, they're so good. So I like to freeze a bunch, but I also like to make plenty of jelly because everybody loves the jelly. Harvested our comfrey a few times, and now it is blooming, and we'll do some more harvesting on this, and we'll harvest it right through the whole summertime, right until fall. And we've got a little bed of it here, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. If I don't trim these back, and they're out of control. So these have been harvested from a couple of times, and you can see they're super, super full again. And they're so pretty. I just love these little flowers. They're so sweet. Over here in the herbs and flowers, we've got a bunch of volunteer dill. We've got tons of dill here that volunteered, and we've got some sunflowers that volunteered. I didn't plant these, and our adoption rose is doing great. I'm not sure what kind of rose this is, but it was a gift when we adopted our 3 girls from the caseworker, so it's a really special plant to us, and we love it. And but it's looking really beautiful. And the chamomile, that all came up on its own from a few we had planted last year, and it's doing great. I harvested a little bit already, and I'll be harvesting more of that. And again, we got tons and tons of dill in here, just all randomly planted itself. And these sunflowers, I believe these came out of the bird feeders that are right up here on the roof line. And so I didn't plant any sunflowers. I've never planted sunflowers here, and they're just here this year, so, which is cool. You know, we'll let them grow. I love sunflowers. There's the rosemary's doing really good. I did plant that this year, and the bee balm and lemon balm, and the clematis has pretty much seen its day. The flowers are coming off, but the rose bush is just about to bloom. This baby is out of control. You can see that trellis is like 6 or 7 feet high, and it is just loaded with all kinds of buds. There are thousands and thousands of buds. I can't wait till this blooms. It's going to be so pretty. It's a hot pink too. And then over here, early in the spring, I planted beets in this bed and this bed, and I got 2 beets. 2! That's it! I don't know what's up with those seeds. I got those seeds the same place, so I guess I won't get them there. Back to my change of seeds. Seeds of change, sorry. And so we replanted this bed with green beans last week, and they are all popping up. And this one I planted with a few herbs, some extra seeds that I had just a couple days ago, so they're not popping up yet. Oh, there's a couple little things up there, but not too much. And the beets doing good, our 2 lonely beets. And we've got some sage down here and mint that we can't get rid of, so I gave up and let it take over. Mint is one of those things, you know, you can't get it out. Once you plant it, you got to plant it where you want it, and you got to contain it, because you can't get it out. Once it gets in the ground, just if you leave an inch of a root, it's going to come back, and it just vines all over underground. And the chives are doing good. The green onions are blooming. So just about ready to get seeds out of there. The garlic, well, it's still growing. I'm not super impressed with it, but I'll be planting it in the fall this year, definitely. I won't miss that again. Blueberry bushes are doing really well. Let me see if I can get this whole thing in there. They're big bushes. They're getting big. They're a couple years old, and they are loaded up with berries. You can see all the berries, and they are doing really, really good. There's lots of new growth this year. I'm super happy about that. You got these 2 other smaller ones here. And then we've got our low bush, like wild berries that we hijacked from out in the woods. And these are so yummy. They're starting to turn. You can see they're getting a little bit red. Yummy, yummy. These make the best blueberry pancakes and blueberry muffins and blueberry bread and blueberry sauce and blueberry everything. Oh, they're so yummy. The big ones are yummy too, but I like to make my jellies with those. But these tiny ones are so sweet. They're great to toss in pancakes and things you don't really want to add tons of sugar to. They're just really sweet. If you remember, we grabbed a couple of grapevines from Walmart, and here is one. Isn't that lovely? I have the worst luck with their plants. I know I shouldn't buy them, but I always do. So that poor grapevine is just not doing well. The whole thing just died off as soon as we put it in the ground. But this one is from the farm store, and it is cooking. She's doing great. It's growing up. It's got little vines coming off it everywhere. So I'm pretty happy about that. And this is one of the other Walmart ones. It finally got leaves back on it, so maybe it will live. Please, little grapevine, live. And then this other one is also from the farm store. And this one's doing great. So the farm store definitely has better quality plants, but I always like to, you know, test it and try to get the Walmart ones because they're cheap. But the potatoes are doing quite lovely. Really happy. Best potatoes so far ever. I've never been able to grow potatoes this big, the plants this big. I'm hoping they're great underground too. I've done potato towers and done them in boxes, and I just had no luck. I mean, I see other people do great, but I didn't have any luck at it. They were total fails. But this is the best that we've done so far. So I'm super excited about the potatoes. And then we've got some over here. Let's see. We've got some broccoli. This is finally coming up. That's been a slow goer, definitely. And the green beans are doing okay. We had to replant these too. So I really love Seeds of Change. I'm not an affiliate. I don't make anything off that. That's what works really good for us, though. So that's what we use. Then we have the corn, the children of the corn. The corn's doing really good. It's growing good. We're not going to hill it again because it's not as strong when it's hilled like this. We had a couple fall over, so we learned our lesson. But I like corn because you don't have to weed it. And if you don't weed it, it helps it be stronger, which I like that. And then we've got a few extra potatoes we had and some onions over here that are not stellar, but this doesn't get as much sun as I would like back here. But that's okay. They're growing. And then let's see. The radishes, you can tell it's just been so dry. We are watering the best we can with all the water that we have, but it's been so dry. Things are like struggling. And then I just planted this Sweet Annie, and it looks like it's taken pretty good. It's a couple days old, and I really need to get weeding back here, huh? The calendula's coming up, a few chives. We've got a couple of cucumbers down here that made it, so that's good. Raspberry bushes peeking through the fence. As always, everything's loaded with raspberries. The strawberries are doing pretty good. We're getting tons of berries coming on. Oh, this one, we got a little bugger coming in here and eating stuff. We're gonna have to put another fence around this, like a netting type thing or something, to keep those. I think they're chickmunks. We got those crazy chickmunks, but the strawberries are all doing good, and they set really well. We moved these in the fall into this garden area because this is a brand new garden area. So it was a part of our sheep pen, but we no longer have sheep. But they are doing really good. They're nice and healthy. We're getting lots of berries are coming off these, so that's good. And they're shooting out, making new plants. You can see they're all kinds of little shoots, so I'm happy that everything's growing well. And the pumpkins, woo! We're gonna have lots of pie pumpkins this year, the little sweet pie pumpkins, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Pumpkin muffins, pumpkin pie, pumpkin everything. And let's see, what else is in here? We got a little bit more strawberries. And the bees are in the garden now. And they are doing so good. So good. They're expanding and doing wonderful. I'm super stoked about that. Come over and see these little ladies. They're just working away. In and out all day long. Coming in with their big pollen pants, packing it in. They're doing great. I'm in the back greenhouse, and this is where we grow our tomatoes. And as you can see, the tomatoes are doing super good. We've got our trellises up so they can, we ran out of trellis, so we've got a few with sticks here. But so they can be staked. Some of these are cherry tomatoes, some are the big, huge tomatoes. There's a variety in here, but these are all our tomato plants, and they're doing super good, and we're flowering, and we just have our little peppers left to check on and see how they're doing. The peppers are looking good. They're doing pretty good in here. They're finally growing. We've had some cold nights, some dry days, but they're growing, which is good. We've got more peppers over here. We got peppers out in the garden. And so hopefully we'll have enough peppers. We usually do pretty good with them in here. But that's it for today. The garden is doing pretty well. We've had a few failures, but don't we all have a few failures every year? If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.